Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 17, and welcome back to Agri OC. Thank you so much for the great response on the first video in the series. I really did look long and hard for a map that I thought you would like. Far and wide, I looked. I wanted it to be something in our playstyle, and I wanted it to be something that hadn't been done to death on YouTube, and I think this ticks all the boxes, so good on us. I hope this is a fantastic series. Couple of things about this tractor first. This is from the Giants Mod Hub, but it does have an MR XML. The more realistic database very often links to the tractor that the XML will fit. And in the case of the Giants Mod Hub, where this is from, the tractor has been updated to 2.0, or was sometime in the past, as this is a 17 tractor. It was updated to 2.0, and the XML did not reflect that. The XML was for 1.0. So what I did in the near term, I just found an archive copy of the 1.0 tractor. Forestry cage goes away. We didn't put that on when we bought it. It just showed up. And there are some troubles with the weight. The weight will appear to be on the ground. When you get in the tractor, it hops up there. So I think I may need to make some tweaks. The other thing I can do is download the 2.0 version from the Mod Hub and edit the XML myself to accommodate the forestry cage and other things. We don't need the forestry cage. I didn't want it on there. It just kind of showed up. So this is fixed. Mostly. And then right over here, I bought, we have our Unimog at 120 horsepower. Right over here, I got an AgroStar 6.31 at 120 horsepower. I think it fits the farm. I think everything is kind of coming together as far as horsepower. Now for equipment, this is 3 meters. We bought this 3 meters fixed. 3 meters fixed is the biggest that's going to fit through gates. If we can get things that fold, 4 meter, 6 meter, whatever, as long as they fold, they'll be okay. If they don't fold, we can't go bigger than 3 meters. The map is just too tight. So I think we can then show you what we got for fields. So we own 3 grass fields to start, and we also own field 25 to start. I looked at some of these other fields. Field 13, tiny as it is like 60 grand, I think. Field 14 is 170 grand. So I bought 15 and 18, and these were like 60 and 40, so that was 100,000 plus 36,000 for the Deutzfahr. So we're down to a little over 100,000 euro we have left. I really want to be careful with our money. I don't want to go in debt as we always do. So let us, and these are fertilized as well. 15 and 18 are. Go right up here. Yeah, 15 and 18 are fertilized, but they are not plowed yet. So we'll get, 18 is not plowed, 15 is plowed. So we'll get the plow going on 18, we'll get the cultivator going on 15, and we'll hop in our Unimog and get one more layer of fert down on field 25. And as we do that, we'll talk about plans for this map. Right, this is field 18, and things are pretty tight on this map. There's some stone walls that are really in close. Field 18, 2.2. We do have an offset. I'll try to calculate that. Headland, I don't know, I guess 2, 3. And we want to do our headland last. And we want it to be, well, we won't really know what side the plow is flipped to as far as where we want our wheel. I'm told for headlands you want it on the outside because you always want your wheel on the unplowed area. I'd heard the opposite, that you wanted your wheel to fall into a rut, but apparently that is not the case, right? So we will, do we want to calculate our offset now? Offset horizontal. Or is that centered? I think that might be just about centered. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll go no offset and try it that way. All right, generate me a course. And our start point is going to be, if I can spot it. Where is our start point? There it is, right there. Is that right? That is right. Okay, so we'll get this going. And then we'll hop in the Deutzfahr and get that going. All set. We'll need to set some speeds before we send this thing on its way as well. All right, about here. Back that up a little bit. Right, like so. All right, we'll turn these off. We'll set some speeds. Field speed. So. All right. First waypoint. There you go. And we want drive control. Beautiful. All right, let's see how this is doing. Very stately. Is that a good speed? I think it is. And offset, yeah, I think we did all right on the offset. I don't see one to speak of, so we're okay there. Right. The Fiat is working. That's something you don't hear every day. What? No Fiat jokes? All right, no Fiat jokes. So we'll head over here now and get this going. I wanted to get a Renault on this map. I thought that would be very fitting as we are in France. And Bullet Bill has a fantastic Renault on the Simply Safe mod site. But it doesn't have an MR file. And if we're going to use that tractor, I'm going to need to convert it myself. It'll be the first time I convert from scratch myself. I've done some editing, and obviously I've dropped in other people's XMLs, but that'll be the first time I've done one myself. So maybe we can get that working as well. I think that maxes at 120 horsepower as well, so that would be very appropriate for this map. Right, field 15. Right, same. 2 headlands. Right, like so. Generate a course. And we're starting kind of back in the far corner. Got it. Brakes off. Here we go. And let's take a look under there. Yeah, I think I see... Yep, I see a differential up front, so we can use 4-wheel drive. Try to be accurate, right? We'll try to play realistically. Now the Unimog. I know the Unimog. 4-wheel drive all day. No problem. Man, in the mini-map, the pop-up map, it does look very often like there is an offset, even when there's not. It's a little... You know what I mean? Slow this down. Like so. Right there. And there isn't. Is there? No, no offset. All right. First waypoint. There you go. And this tractor is 120 horsepower, and the tool is 100. So we're okay there as well. Right. Turn those off. Turn those off. Keep an eye on this for a minute. Make sure everything's working okay. What I was saying earlier, there are a lot of things very close into the fields, and when we get over to field 25, you'll see that there are sometimes stone walls in very close to the edges of the field. Kind of mess with course play. Even when you have 2 or 3 headlands selected, it can still, as the tractors are trying to make their turns, it can still bind up a little bit. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But you know what? It's just another challenge. It's just another thing to sort out. I think we're good here. All right, let's go hop in the Unimog. So what else is going on? Oh, I do need to go into Giants Editor. All of these tractors, I believe all 3 of these tractors have German registration right now, so I will need to track down some images of French tractor registration and French tractor plates and get those swapped over. If we're going to be doing a lot of episodes, long series, I think that would be a good thing. You know, we'll keep in the immersion. We'll stay in the immersion. And what else? I mean, we're doing what we normally do. Let's take a look at this as we run past it. Pretty big field. Not massive, but pretty big. 170 grand. James, you got to be kidding me, brother. Highway robbery. We'll do what we normally do. We'll get canola or wheat in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But rather than starting with cows, as we normally do, or sheep, as we sometimes do, I figured let's start with pigs, which we never do. Not just because we're having good luck with them on Western Shore, but just to do things a little different. I don't want every map to be the same. You know, same flow, fertilizer, and then plowing, and then cultivating, and then seeding, and then buy some animals. You know, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's have some fun. All right. Now, I got a little skid steer. I got a Bobcat and had it for about 20 minutes, and I realized that was 40 grand tied up. when for 36,000 we could get the Deutschfahr. Oh dear. All right. that happened on the restart. I dropped this right over here somewhere, and I guess on the restart it bounced a little bit. Hey, you know what? It's not a perfect sim. You got to do a little cleanup off camera. Sir. There we go. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a deal breaker, but the game can be, yeah, it can be a little bit like that, right? So I've got this tiny Amazon thrower on the back here, and this is MR converted as well. I hope I'm not like beating that into the ground, that every time we interact with a vehicle or an implement or anything, I mention MR. Just for consistency's sake, I find that MR works best when you make everything MR, or if you don't like it, then nothing is MR. But it doesn't work well to mix and match. So just to confirm that, just to clarify it when we get a new piece of kit. We're really going to need to choose carefully as far as a combine harvester. It's the entrances and exits, the gates, the lanes, very, very tight. Even something like the TX that we're using on Western Shore, I think might feel a little big on this map. So we'll need to be very careful about that. And what else? Yeah, next episode, let's see about getting some pigs in. I think that makes sense. We'll bring some pigs in next episode and get them fed and watered. So we'll need a water tanker. We'll need a little tipper of some kind, a little trailer of some kind. And where are we going up here? I want to get there quickly before our fertilizer gets all wet. Actually back a little bit. All right. Been a minute since I've been on this map. Back up here. Now you could quickly do that without a cover. I mean, I know the top would get wet, would melt a little bit, but if you got out to the field quickly enough and started spraying, it would be okay if your broadcast spreader, your open top broadcast spreader, got a little splash of water on there. Would that be all right? As often as possible. I try to do things realistically, but if you were to tell me in the comments, no, absolutely not, you would never take that out in the rain, that would mean that we would need to find something else to do until the rain stopped. And that is, I mean, there are limits to realistic play. And I feel like we want to be right up against those limits. We never want to cross over and be, you know what I mean, like torturing ourselves. But I try not to cut too many corners. This is a bumpy map. That's all right though. So let me see. Is this field 25? It is. The mini-map's not 100% accurate. So it seems there's been a little bit of drift. Yep, field 25. All right, get rid of that. The throw on this is pretty narrow, but that's all right. It doesn't go through. It doesn't go through the pellet very fast. You wouldn't expect it to. Let's see if we can get some brighter lights on here. There we go. It doesn't go through it very fast, so I mean we are filling up, but not too often, and it's not far back to the farm. Now, as we grow, would we want to go with a bigger spreader? Possibly, but we're a season or two out from any type of significant growth. Got a ways to go. And as far as what direction we'll grow in, I don't know. I mean, we can just do the standard stuff. So we'll get the pigs going, and then at some point we'll get the dairy going. I think the orchard will be fun. And there is, I mentioned last episode, I called it a pallet, but there is, it's a little platform, more or less, that will auto stack the apple pallets, the apple crates. And that is, I want to say it's by Farmer Andy. I could be wrong about that. If I am, I do apologize. But it is, yeah, just a little platform that kind of clamps to the back of a tractor and holds maybe 20 of those. And the orchard won't make that many pallets, so we can always stack them by hand because it's small. It's just a little box of apples, and we can pick those up and stack them in the shed there until we're ready to take them down to the sell point. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And as I said to open the video, I'm glad this worked for you. I'm glad it's something that resonated with you. And I did get, so far, I got one comment from somebody saying, yeah, never heard of this map. It's a good map. It is. It is. I think because it's French, it just kind of flew under the radar, at least for most US and UK farm simmers. And I think that's where most of you all are from. So, yeah, glad it worked out. We're going to have some fun. And is there anything else? The fiat, the registration, the price of the fields, swapping out the skid steer. Yeah, I think that's about everything. So we'll go ahead and knock out this field. And then I do want to fertilize grass off camera. Now we've got a BGA on the farm. We don't have to buy that. And we've got, well, it's 17, so I guess we'd never have to buy it. But you know what I mean. It's right there. It's very close, very convenient. We have the front loader on the Agro Star, so quick enough to load silage into the BGA and make some money. I don't know. I mean, we've got grass, and we don't feed hay or silage, or grass, for that matter, to the pigs. So all of our grass can either go into the compost master, or it can go into our pit and then into the BGA. Compost master, we get fert. BGA, we get fert and money. Kind of a no-brainer. I think maybe we want to go with the BGA. And we don't need that for anything else at the moment. So if we go pigs first year, then all of our grass can go into something that makes us money in the near term. And we'll focus on silage bales, or however we sort it out next year. We'll sort that out next year when we have, I mean, we may conceivably be able to buy some grass fields over closer to the dairy and use the pits over there for silage rather than carting it back and forth from the farm. All right, think about that. Think about that. Let me do just a quick row down the edge of this field so we have a little bit more room to turn at the end of our rows. All right, like so. And it's supposed to rain. Let me wait till we're stopped here with everything turned off, because I know some of my key commands overlap, and when I turn on the forecast menu, I don't want to inadvertently do anything else. Right, so stuff right there, and this is right here. Yeah, it's supposed to rain today and tomorrow, and then stop. So hopefully things will brighten up a little bit, and we'll get to see some bluer skies and a little bit more sunshine. Now we are running Sky Swap, and we are running the add-on pack, and I've got some filters on. So hopefully this game looks really good all the way through. Oh, and also it's important. I can't believe I forgot to tell you this. I'm trying some new things with the render, and one of those is going to be to render at 4K and then downscale it when I post. All right, the Fiat is slipping. What do we want to do about that? Where are we at on time? We're at 18 minutes, and we're just right down the road. Let's do this. Let's stop at the end of this row. Suspend our disbelief, right? Our farmer is going to get out and throw some kind of a cover. He's going to throw his jacket over that open hopper in the back, so nothing's going to get wet. Let's run over and see how the Fiat is doing. So I am going to render at 4. Well, I'm going to record at 4K, then I'm going to render at 4K, and then no. I'm going to record at 4K and then step it down to 1080p when I render. That's off. There we go. And see if that looks any better, and we can get rid of that smearing. I heard YouTube described as a black box. You put something in, you get something out. What you get out doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what you put in, and from one day to the next, what you get out may be completely different even though you put the same thing in. So YouTube uses compression, and they are always evolving their compression protocols and algorithms, etc. So what it does with a video once you upload it is kind of a mystery. And there's also, different people watch on different devices, and what looks great on an iPhone, right, on a Retina screen iPhone, is not necessarily going to look good on a 60-inch 4K. Where is... There they are. All right, well, fortunately, they're not, like, buried in the trees or anything. But what looks good on one device might not look good on another. So, mostly, I just want these videos to look great for you all the time. Yeah. What do we hit? We hit a tree or something. Yeah. I don't know how far out they would have gone to make their turn. Sir? Alright, so we'll turn this off. We'll lift this. Back this up. Now, do we have this set to turn on field? Reversing speed. Here. I think turn on field. Yeah, I think turn on field is... Turn on field. No, that is activated. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was 17... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy. I wasn't sure if turn on field was only in course play for 19, but it is in 17 as well. Okay. Well, we did have it selected. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's all a mystery to me. I don't know nothing. Alright, let's get this going in a row. And we'll need to turn this back on. Alright. The tool is on the right side. Let's flip to the correct side. Alright. So drop that. Head up here a little ways. And we want to go to nearest waypoint. When the rows are close together like this, who knows where that's going to be. Alright. Seems to be tracking. Seems to be. More or less. It's a little off to the left. Looks like it's a lot off to the left. Sir? Well, I mean, close enough, I guess. Let's see if they flip the tool at the end of this row. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't see any gap in here. Well, that is stately. That is old school, small kit. I'm really glad I've been brought around to this way of sim farming. Very grateful to the Discord and all the people that showed me the light. I think this is a lot more fun. When I first got into Farm Sim several years ago, of course, I wanted all quad tracks, all the time. All Zarians, all the time. But I've been brought around to a new way of doing things. Right, let's see if they make their turn. If they don't, we're at 23 minutes. If they don't make this turn, kind of a crap way to end a video, but if they don't make their turn at the end of this row, we'll go ahead and end it here. And then pick up from next time. Not looking good. Not looking, and they were doing so good till now. Yeah, not sure what went wrong, but apparently our driver needs a break, and they're going to get one. So we'll back this up like so. Put it back in gear. Set the brake. Hop out. Turn everything off. Like so, and we'll call it right there. There you have it, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 17. This is Agri OC. We'll see you next time. Take care now.